The whole planet is in total chaos. And, from what I read and what I see and leaving my body, I see all the chaos in and around this planet, not only in the United States, but all over. And we are faced with a great deal of choices today. And our choices are, what are we aligning to? What are we aligning our energy to? What direction are we going into? And what do we believe? With all fiction there is fact. And some fact, there is a lot of fiction. Almost like an oxymoron. And even more than that, with some fact being fiction, and fiction being fact, there's some belief system that taints our thinking. And I want to talk about, our alignment and our thinking and what taints our thinking. In a very simple way, if you were to buy a car, and you love the car, and I'll just pick a car that comes to mind. Okay, a Kia. So I had an Kia. I love the car. I thought it was one of the best cars you could buy. And I would tell everybody because that's my opinion. I'm in line with it. I love it. I have fun with it. 100,000-mile warranty, yada, 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 yada. So I'm expressing my belief. Someone else goes, well, I have a Honda, and the same thing story goes. Or I have a Toyota, or I have a Lexus, or whatever it may be. And that's the one thing we have to understand is our thinking is tainted by our belief system. Now, in essence, your belief system is very important because if you believe you are going to be successful or can be successful, you are successful. If you believe you can't, you're not going to be successful. And again, one of my favorite quotes that I just love from Henry Ford was, whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, you're right. So we need to remember, where's our thinking? Where's our alignment? What do we believe in? There's the old cliche, if you tell a lie long enough, people will believe it. Or you repeat something long enough, they'll believe it. So look what's happening in our society today. First you had foreign individuals, then you had aliens, and then you have undocumented, how the name changes and changes and changes. It all means the same thing, but when you change the words of whatever you're doing, it takes on a different energy. And that's another thing we need to look at. What is the energy that others are expressing that we feel comfortable with or we don't feel comfortable with, or we're aligned with or we're not aligned with? So many people I know will fight and argue to be right. They don't care. They have to be right. And when you have that energy of always wanting to be right, then your growth stops, you become stuck, and you will end up either with egg on your face or into failure. I was in many, many years ago, president of different companies, marketing and sales. And I used to say, don't tell me what I'm doing right. I know what I'm doing right. Tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can improve myself. And that's so important because, you see, we have tunnel vision. And we don't realize we have tunnel vision. And we're only looking at one perspective, but we're not looking at a total perspective. And that's what's so fascinating. We have to look at a perspective to see all sides, in other words, 360-degree view of what is going on in our life, what we'll accept and what we don't accept. Now, we all have missions and goals, and we need to have focus on our missions and goals or learn what they are. And we need to be focused on those missions and goals, but we need to be open at the same time how to accomplish it, because there are many different ways you can accomplish it. So let's suppose you want a message. You can go on radio, you can go on TV and do a podcast. You can do individually talking. You can have a guest appearance. Or you can write a book. Or you go on social media. There's so many different ways to do that. But you have to be open to all the different ways to accomplish whatever you're trying to accomplish. And at the same time, it's also necessary, it's important for all of us to be lightheaded, joyous, happy, and have a sense of humor and joke around. It's so important. One of the things I do when I work with people and they get so serious, I'll crack a small little joke and eventually say, thanks for doing that, Michael. I feel a little more relaxed. Not that I'm not serious. It's not that I don't mean what I mean. It's that you're so gosh darn uptight, you can't see the forest for the trees, and you can't hear me for the wind that's blowing in your mind. Because one of the things we need to understand, when you're in alignment with energy of love, you're opening yourself to all kinds of possibilities. When you're in line of your energy to do your mission and goals, you're open to all types of possibilities. When you're in alignment with the true source, then you get true source inner guidance, and everything goes smoothly and easily in your life. Sometimes you have to take that leap of faith, and that leap of faith is so powerful that you end up looking back and said, gosh, if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be doing this now. And I look at my own personal life, and I was told to come to the West Coast, which is something I did not want to do. And the West Coast to me was Southern California, and I really don't like the heat and the weather, but that's my choice. Other people do. And there were other reasons. And I said, nope. Spirit said, I don't care. Michael, whether you go to Detroit, Michigan, West Virginia, back to Boston, you're going to the West Coast. Nope. Here I am, West Coast, the Seattle area. So we have to be open to all these things that are occurring. But we also have to say there's a light at the end of the tunnel. And we also have to say there are different ways to achieve different things and be open to them. Because, years ago, you would go to bookstores for the work I'm doing, you do lectures. Not that you don't do it, but today you do it differently. You go onto social media, you write a book, you do podcasts, you do Zoom, you do all kinds of different ways. And in 10 or 15 years, that's going to change again, how we do it. They'll be more like virtual reality. So it'll go on and on and on and on. Change is positive. But if we not allow ourselves to change, and we feel stuck in our life, then we build up barriers and walls, and we came here to learn about self-worth, self-love, and realizing that we are worthy. So self-worth, self-love, and self-esteem. And if we don't learn that, guess what? We get the round-trip ticket to do it over again. Is that a punishment? No. It's just a learning experience. So here we are, and we have to be in alignment with our soul, with our purpose, with our mission, with our goal, and whatever we came here to do. Each one of us has a special mission and goal, and it's at a family level, it's at a, at a work level, and it's at a relationship level, and it's on a spiritual level. And you have the choice as an individual to embrace all those, to be open to it. And if you're not open to it, then what happens is your life becomes more frustrating, more angry, more upset. Some people, look at their lives and they will criticize themselves. But if you don't go from point A to point B, I am divorced. If I didn't divorce my wife in Boston, I would not be talking to you today and doing this work, because she was dead set against it and thought it was unimportant when I started my conscious spiritual path. I mean, we're all spiritual, but we have to learn about the consciousness of it, how it works, how we make it very positive in our life, how we help each other. You are changing everybody's life, each one of you, on a never-ending basis, by a smile, a kind word, by offering assistance, by being there for people, by offering your time and energy to help them in whatever they need to learn, or being the great listener. That's so important. And you don't realize how you are changing people's lives. When I did the manifestation prophecies, which I will be repeating, most of the people said, I want more money, I want more money, I want more money, I'm manifesting money. And I thought to myself, I can't judge, I'm unconditional loving, allowing a non-judgmentalness. And so if that's what they desire, that's what they desire. But really, I said to myself, I don't know who the people were, I've forgotten them, but what's more important is everybody, in my opinion, we need prosperity and abundance. We need to eat, we need life, we need shelter, we need clothing, we need to do our marketing and sales. But there's something more to life than just money. And we need to begin to align ourselves with the energy that drives us to grow and raise our vibrations and frequencies and energy. And what drives you? What makes you do what you do? What is that brings you joy and happiness? First of all, you have to learn to love yourself. You have to feel joy, love, and happiness in your life about you. Stop looking at your imperfections. You're too short, too tall, too thin, you got a pimple, your hair's turning gray, whatever. Stop it. You designed your life. You designed your body. And you can redesign it at any given time you so desire. It's up to you. So you're not stuck. But what you are is stuck in a belief system that is limiting you. And you know my mantra, you are unlimited. So I'd like all of you to think about something in this coming week. Where's your alignment? Where's your energy? What are you thinking? What are you creating? What's limiting you? What's fearful? What's holding you back? And if there's something you don't understand, then ask for true source inner guidance and ask for someone to help you. And that help will appear. Comes from the weirdest, strangest places. Some stranger may walk up to you and say something, or maybe you'll hear music or a sound, or you'll run into someone that is doing something that you need help with. You never know. But the most important thing is to be open, to be unconditional, loving, allowing, and non-judgmental. And that's important, to realize that you are worthy. So have self-esteem, because God don't make no junk. So everyone, in this coming week, work on what brings you love and joy in your life, and align yourself with people, family, friends, relatives, anything you do that brings you love and joy in your life, because that raises your vibration. And what you think you create, what you create you experience. So what are you doing? You're sending out an energy, attracting whatever you think and believe in your life. If you think unlimitedly, that's what you're going to have. You think joyous, that's what you're going to have. If you think your life is a disaster, that's what you're going to have. If you have limit thinking, your thinking is limited to all your fears and doubts, that's what you're creating. But if you're unlimited and you become loving and joyous and realize I chose this path, what a path I chose, I am empowering myself, because you really are, then your life will be one of love and joy and happiness